Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Syamil. With number matric CN190103. Today I want to present a PSM1 with the title Development of Automatic Lifting System for the Student Luggage and Rubbish Invitation Pagoh Student Resident. There are three content that we include in this slide, which is introduction, literature review, and methodology. Breakdown study. Okay, humans already use a lifter system for many tasks. For example, to hygiene water and the building the pyramid, ride and citadel and castle. Nowadays, the upgrade of lifter system being involved in rapidly into their own applications like at a lift and thermometer. The trend of the student intake for RPTA and RPTS increased in 2019-2020 by KPT. The increase of student into the IPTA and IPTA that made student college resident also have increased student. Each student resident have a facility but not educated because of the due of the building design or having an old building or many more. Every year, student UTH and Pagoh need to face the registration process. At that time, students carry a lot of luggage and good things to their own room. For example, the figure here show a student A luggage and thing. The problem here, the student A need to carry out their thing by their own using the stair because there are no lifting system here. The problem is if the student having asthma or back pain, it quite worrying to them. Another is the worker threw a garbage from another floor because there are no alternative way to carry out their garbage. This is quite worrying because the garbage that be through uh, the it can hit the student because the place that we throw is along the path of the student walk. The second is the the second is the remain of the waste of the garbage also splash at the area that we throw. This is quite worry because it can contain the stinky smell and lead to another thing. There are three objectives for this project. One is to design the development automatic lifting system for the luggage and garbage carrier for the Hitachi Pagoh Residential College. Second is to implement the device prototype in the Hitachi Pagoh Residential College headquarters. Third is to analyze the performance in terms of practicability and reliability. There are 8 scope of project. First is to applicate at the student Hitachi Pagoh Residential College building only. Second, the design approach of the prototype is portable and removable. Third is to demonstrate a lifting system could transport in vertical with a load to 20 kg for the one movement. Fourth, a pulley wire rope and structure crane can be support the weight of cut and load. Five, the structure material will be based on the mainstay. Six is the made of the structure will be formed by welding. 7. A mechanism for the pulling the cut must be using motor. 8. Analyze the design of latest system by using SolidWorks simulation and actual simulation. For chapter 2, we conduct two topic which is a previous project and possible material. There are three previous project that we had. One is from the Firebase and Abiobi Taiwo, which titled Development of Automated Mechanical Lift of Material Handling Purpose. In this project, the proposed project was to develop the automated mechanical lift for the material handling purpose in manufacturing environment. Second is the mechanism of this project using a belt, pulley, worm gear, chain, socket mechanism. Meanwhile, the system automation will be achieved by conductor and limit switch. Third is the analysis of various parts of mechanical lift, including cabin, counterweight, cabin sprocket, worm gear, shaft design, belt, pulley system, and the selection of electrical motor. The selection of the material based on the material properties, availability, cost, and environmental. Second is to design the development portable crane in production workshop case study in Bishop 2 Automotive Industry Ethiopia by Tadesha and Meshesha. The summary of this project is development used a hydraulic system to lift and design being crate was portable, movable and easy to operate. Most of the study more to the material selection which considers strength, machinability, toughness, ductility, hardness for each component of the crane. There are 5 parts that we study in terms of material selection, where it is crane, bolt, uh, and many more. Lastly, a constructive of dumbwaiter book list by Okijayayi L.O. Adekoya. The purpose of this project is to design and construct the prototype dumbwaiter that will vertically transport book from the ground floor to upper floor. The the scope of this project is to easy estimation in the building, noisiness and affordability, which is affordability consists part of and construction, safety for the user, reliability and efficiency, easy to operation, easy of installation and available technology. The analysis and calculation be done of the part that we use. Second, potential part. The potential part there are consist 16 part where we gather the information. First is wire rope. The wire rope we consider stainless steel wire rope and nylon wire rope, where these two types having high property for tension. Second is cut. Cut is a place where the luggage or garbage be placed. It usually be shaped like pivot. Be attached with the wire or cable to pull it. Guide rail which function is to control the cart not to become the light pendulum. The guide rail usually be permanently attached to the structure or the building. Mild steel is a type of low carbon steel that contains a small percentage of carbon. It is easy to reshape and machinability. The compound that contained in the mild steel is helping to increase the property of the mild steel, such as hardness, corrosion resistance, immovable resistance, and many more. 5. A pulley. Pulley is the mount a wheel mount on the axle and shaft that support the movement or the exchanging of wire rope. They are having a groove in the center where to locate the cable. The pulley is having a mechanical advantage because it can help in the carry heavy load. Seat is a carabin hook. Carabin hook have a two, which is symmetrical and asymmetrical. Symmetrical having a D shape with automatically aligned rope to the spine of the carabin where the greatest strength point here lie. Asymmetrical have a larger pair shape that get opening where useful to top dropping and leg climbing to having better angle. 7. A chain. The chain is for the great strength. This form of chain is typically made up of broad thickness heavy metal, oblong torus shaped link. There are 5 common grades of the chain, which is grades 30, 40, 70, 80, and 100. Ice school. Ice school is designed to used by ice climbing, where it consists of a separated ratchet member with the central hood to add removal of ice core. Approximately a strength for ice screw around 7 kN. Thread in the ice screw helping to seal the gap between the surface and having to carry a heavy load. Rope ratchet, one of the mechanical device that enable the one direction of the continuous linear or rotary motion while exhibiting motion in the other direction. It be designed to handle high force and at the market. The working load of the rope ratchet can be over 70 kg to 180 kg depending on to the application. Extension. The compound DC motor. Essential mix of series of shunt motor, the field coil which connect to armature winding, provide the approximate amount of magnetic flux and provide a torque equivalent to help the armature spin the specific speed level. Which motor is considered by two parts, a motor and gear train. Each type of motor and gear train have significant function. DC battery, the battery are made of one cell, each having an electron flow in circuit through chemical process. Solar panel electrical system is theoretical, less expensive, and is properly maintained. We produce electricity for the up 3 decades. With on upside of the global climate change, it's most necessary to able do everything we can less than 24 hours atmosphere caused by the greenhouse emission. Motion sensor, a device that we use ultrasonic sound wave to determine the distance of the item. Because in this project, the parameter that being used is the height of each floor. Arduino Uno is open source microcontroller board that for this project it will function as the brain of this automated system. Encoder is an electrochemical device to generate electrical signal for controlling speed and position. It converts the mechanical motion into electrical component so that the component can react based on the. Okay, enter to the chapter 3, which is methodology. In methodology, we consist of project design and development process. The purpose of this part is to helping the process of the development project. The consideration of the content or type of component and software be used in 3D design and flowchart of process system. There are two software that we use. First is SolidWorks simulation. The SolidWorks simulation we use for this project to analyze that we done is toward the structure crane. The analyst focus on the static analysis to find out the maximum stress toward the structure and also to find out the structure will handle the load given. Meanwhile, they are also analyzed toward the welding at the pulley to find out the suitable sizing welding for the pulley to hold the load. Second is Arduino IDE. Arduino IDE we use to coding the use to coding uh, the automatic system. Uh, we will play with the parameter height and the time to conduct the accurate flow for each movement. Implementation location. Uh, the project will be applied at the block A11 at College Pagoh 3. The structure will attach to the balcony which is these three figures show the balcony where they have a ground floor view, side view of balcony and front view balcony. In the balcony having a, a round steel square shape steel and the slab where the dimension of each is the height of the total structure from the ground from the floor to the round shape steel is 119 centimeter. The slab at the bottom is 16 centimeter. The height of square steel at the center was 80 centimeter. The from the gap at the top square to the round shape stick was 17 centimeter. The structure was be attached to the uh, a square shape steel which is at the side. Here show how to illustrate the support structure where the balcony attached to the structure where the be attached to balcony. Okay, the mechanical design. The mechanical design which consists full actual design and the crane design. Where the crane design we show the attach the crane to the building structure of the balcony where they have a support and where the base be placed. A figure at the right show the concept that be used for pull the cart and the figure at the left is show the cart where be designed by using SolidWorks 2031. The label A and the label B is the label A is for the rope be attached to where to guide be acting like a guide ray, where the B is attached with the rope to pull the cart like the figure at the right. Okay, block diagram of the system. The power supply of this system either or from the battery or AC supply, because if using the battery only and the solar system, if the raining day, the system cannot be used, so the AC supply need to be backup. When the AC supply be on, the Arduino be in standby mode, which is when the user push the button, push the button G, push button 1 or button 2, the Arduino will transfer the information to the motor, which is to start the system. Flowchart of the system. It start with the user need to choose the flow. It need uh, to push the button that desired flow. If the card is not moving, the user need to push it again. If the card is moving, it reach the to the selection flow. Next. Lastly is about a component by part. The part of the project be separate to the three part where attachment to the building structure, mechanism for the transport the cart, and stabilizer. For the attachment to the building structure, there are rope ratchet, chain, carabine hook, L bracket, and structure crane. These five of component be chosen by their own properties material, which is to having high strength and can handle the high tensile load. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Thank you for the panel, TS Hafizuddin and Dr. Muhammad Farid, because to taking your time to see my video. That's all. Thank you.